like, why would he want to invite me to a dance? Like, I'm in a wheelchair. And so then I realized maybe he didn't notice my wheelchair, or maybe he was like setting me up for some sort of like Josie Grossi moment. When I was thinking about what I shared last time with changing my perspective, I was reminded of an exact moment in time where I could see my perspective change on how I viewed myself. So about a year after my injury, I was going to school at Utah Valley University, and I found myself sitting in a computer lab working on a project when this cute boy came and sat down next to me and started to flirt with me. And I was kind of taken off guard a little bit, because in my mind, after I got paralyzed, the only guys that would be interested in me were ones that knew me from before my accident, when I was cool, or like their friends that could, like my friend could vouch for them that I was cool, or somebody that like had a family member in a wheelchair and was able to look past the fact that I had a wheelchair, or maybe guys with weird wheelchair fetishes might like me. So there's like 3 categories of guys, and this guy did not fit into that either of those or any of those categories. So I was just like a little apprehensive in him flirting with me. And then he asked me if I was going to the school dance. Now, to give you some context, this Utah Valley University school dance was a big deal. Like, all the students at the university went, and not just my university, but the neighboring universities, students all would come, and it was just like this massive party. So to me, that felt like why would he want to invite me to a dance? Like, I'm in a wheelchair. And so then I realized maybe he didn't notice my wheelchair, or maybe he was like setting me up for some sort of like Josie Grossi moment. And if you don't know what that reference is, there's this 90s chick flick movie called Never Been Kissed, and this girl, Josie, is like a little dorky, and actually really dorky, and she gets invited to go to the prom by the hottest guy in school, and she gets so excited, and she gets all dolled up and gets a prom dress on and waits outside her house to get picked up by the guy for prom, when the limo drives by and the prom king stands up out of the limo, and the prom queen does, and a few other like jocks, and they throw eggs at her and they call her Josie Grossi. So I was a little worried that maybe he was like setting me up for something like that. So rather than play along, I just addressed the elephant in the room, and I said, "Oh, maybe you didn't notice, but I'm in a wheelchair, so I can't really dance anymore." And he said, "Oh no, yeah, I noticed. That was the first thing I saw when I came in here, is that you have a wheelchair. It's your peacock effect." I'm like, my what? My peacock effect? What do you mean? And that's when he told me that the peacock effect is something that like makes you stand out of the crowd in a like attractive or like positive way. And he told me that he was considering getting like a cool walking cane to be his peacock effect, so that he could stand out from the crowd, which was a little weird. But that's when I started to realize that my wheelchair, my disability, did separate me from the crowd, and then I could choose if I wanted to be viewed in a positive way, make it my peacock effect, or in a negative, like, woe is me, poor King Bree in the wheelchair kind of way. And I took that to heart, and I started to change the way I viewed myself, and in turn knew that that would change the way that others viewed me. Now, I didn't go to the dance that year, but I did go the following year, and I went with new friends, and I just like danced my heart out as if nobody was watching. But if somebody was watching, they would see a confident, happy girl living her life to the fullest in a wheelchair. Thanks for listening to my musings. If you'd love to share some of your stories where you've had similar experiences, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for letting me spill my guts on here and be a little embarrassed. See you next time.